Did you grow up believing bananas were the perfect healthy snack? Easy to digest, full of potassium, and gentle on the stomach, they've earned a golden reputation, especially among older adults trying to eat right. But here's what most people don't realize: after 60, your body doesn't process bananas the same way it used to. In fact, depending on your medications, your blood sugar levels, and even the time of day you eat them, that seemingly harmless banana could be doing more harm than good, especially to your heart. Now, I know that might be hard to believe. Bananas are fruit. Fruit is healthy, right? Not always, and today we're digging into 5 surprising ways bananas may be quietly working against your heart after age 60. Some of these may shock you, especially if you eat bananas daily like so many seniors do. So stay with me, because understanding the truth behind this healthy fruit might help you protect your energy, your blood pressure, and most importantly, your heart. Number 1. A hidden sugar load and blood sugar spikes. On the surface, bananas don't seem like a sugary food. There's no frosting, no syrup, no added sweeteners. But here's the catch. A medium-ripe banana contains about 14 grams of natural sugar, and most of it hits your bloodstream fast. For someone over 60, that can be a real problem. Why? Because as we age, our insulin response slows down. That means your body isn't as efficient at processing sugar, even from fruit. And when your blood sugar spikes, your heart has to work harder to compensate. It stresses your blood vessels, increases inflammation, and contributes to a cycle that can quietly damage your cardiovascular system over time. I remember a man named Harold, 69 years old. He told me he had a banana every night before bed. He figured it helped him sleep, gave him potassium, and felt like a healthy choice. But he also mentioned that he was always waking up tired, foggy, and strangely hungry by morning. When his doctor ran some routine labs, Harold's fasting blood sugar came back high. Not diabetic yet, but headed that way. They traced it back to his evening snack, that banana. It wasn't the only cause, but it was enough to tip the balance, especially when eaten alone without any protein or fiber to slow the absorption. So what's the fix? If you're going to eat bananas, do it earlier in the day. Pair them with a small handful of nuts, chia seeds, or plain Greek yogurt to slow the sugar spike. And maybe consider choosing a banana that's just slightly underripe. They contain less sugar and more resistant starch, which is easier on your blood sugar. Number 2. Potassium overload. With certain medications, bananas are famous for their potassium, and for good reason. Potassium helps regulate heartbeat, blood pressure, and muscle function. But here's the part most people don't know: too much potassium can be just as dangerous as too little, especially if you're on certain medications. Many older adults take medications for high blood pressure like ACE inhibitors or ARBs. Names like lisinopril, losartan, or enalapril. These drugs help your heart, but they also cause your body to retain potassium. That means if you're eating bananas every day on top of those meds, you could be pushing your potassium levels into the danger zone without realizing it. And high potassium, known as hyperkalemia, can lead to muscle weakness, heart palpitations, and in serious cases, sudden cardiac arrest. It doesn't always come with obvious symptoms. Sometimes the first sign is a fainting spell, a skipped heartbeat, or a scary ER visit. There was a woman named Dollars, 74 years old, active, always careful with her diet. She'd switched to bananas after ditching processed snacks, thinking it was a smart move, but she was also on an ACE inhibitor for blood pressure. At her annual checkup, her doctor noticed her potassium was just barely over the safe limit, and rising. The culprit: a banana smoothie every morning, plus a potassium-rich multivitamin. The solution wasn't to eliminate bananas forever, just to cut back and check in with her doctor. She replaced some of those morning bananas with low-potassium fruits like berries, and her potassium levels returned to normal within weeks. So if you're on any medications for your heart, kidneys, or blood pressure, talk to your doctor before making bananas a daily habit. They're natural, yes, but even nature can go overboard if you're not careful. Number 3. A constipation confusion. Bananas can backfire. You've probably heard that bananas help keep you regular. That's partly true, but it depends entirely on how ripe the banana is. What most people don't realize is that unripe or even slightly green bananas can actually cause constipation, not relieve it. That's because they're high in something called resistant starch, a type of carbohydrate that the body digests slowly. For some people, especially older adults whose digestion has already slowed down, that starch can sit in the gut and create bloating, gas, and sluggish bowel movements. And here's where it connects to your heart health. When you're constipated, your body has to strain more. And that increases pressure not just in the gut, but throughout the circulatory system. It can raise blood pressure, interfere with sleep, and even put stress on your heart during bowel movements. It's a quiet strain most people never consider. I remember a gentleman named Frank, 72 years old, and proud of his morning routine. He had oatmeal with banana every day and thought it was the secret to his regularity. But he started experiencing painful bloating, irregular bathroom visits, and occasional chest tightness. It turns out, he'd been eating bananas that were still greenish, firm and slightly underripe. Once he switched to a more balanced breakfast and let his bananas ripen fully, his digestion improved, and the bloating vanished. The takeaway: if bananas work for your digestion, that's great. But pay attention to the ripeness. If they're green, they may be doing more harm than good. And if you struggle with constipation or bloating, try switching to ripe bananas, prunes, or high-fiber veggies instead. A calm gut leads to a calmer heart. Number 4. Banana and dairy combo gut inflammation. Banana smoothies. Banana with yogurt, bananas and milk. Sound familiar? These are popular breakfast staples for many older adults. They're quick, creamy, and they feel healthy. But there's a hidden risk most people overlooking. When bananas are combined with dairy, they can cause digestive issues and low-grade inflammation, especially in older bodies. Here's why: as we age, lactose levels, the enzyme needed to break down dairy, naturally decline. This means milk, yogurt, and even healthy dairy-based smoothies can start to ferment in the gut. Add a starchy fruit like banana into the mix, and you're creating a slow-digesting combination that can lead to gas, bloating, and gut irritation. But that's not just a stomach problem. It can affect your whole system. A sluggish, inflamed gut can interfere with nutrient absorption, weaken the immune system, and increase systemic inflammation, which is directly linked to heart disease. There's also an Ayurvedic perspective that's been echoed by modern nutritionists. Bananas and dairy are a heavy combination that may be too much for older digestive systems to handle regularly. In some people, this can manifest as fatigue, sinus issues, joint pain, or worsened acid reflux, all of which can quietly put strain on your heart and energy levels. Take the case of Joan, age 70. She loved her banana yogurt smoothie every morning but kept experiencing brain fog and post-meal exhaustion. Once she switched to plant-based milk and separated her fruit from her dairy, she felt lighter, and her bloating, reflux, and morning fatigue faded within weeks. So what can you do instead? If you love bananas, try eating them on their own or with a handful of nuts. If you like smoothies, use almond milk, oat, or water, and avoid mixing too many starches with dairy. I never thought I'd say this: the key isn't to avoid bananas, it's to avoid the combinations that quietly wear your body down. Number 5. Overeating due to the healthy food halo. Here's something almost no one talks about: the healthy food halo. It's a psychological trick that happens when we think a food is good for us, so we give ourselves permission to eat more of it. And bananas, they wear that halo proudly. Many older adults think of bananas as guilt-free. After all, it's just fruit, right? But this mindset can lead to mindless overeating, especially if you're trying to snack healthy. 2 bananas here, a banana smoothie there, maybe one more after dinner. Before you know it, you've consumed 3 full servings of fast-absorbing sugar and starch, which, in older adults, can lead to weight gain, blood sugar swings, and increased cardiovascular risk. What makes this even trickier is that bananas don't feel heavy. They're soft, they go down easy, and they don't trigger fullness the same way a protein-rich food might. That means your brain may not register them as enough, and you reach for more, thinking you're doing your body a favor. I once worked with a retired teacher, Ellen, age 68, who never told me she had a banana every time she felt hungry between meals. She said it was better than chips, which is true, but her habit of eating 3 to 4 bananas a day added up to nearly 60 grams of sugar, all from a supposedly healthy source. When we adjusted her snacks to include more fiber, protein, and variety, her energy evened out, and her weight stopped creeping up. The solution isn't to fear bananas, it's to respect portion size, even with healthy foods. 1 small banana a day is usually fine for most seniors, especially when it's part of a balanced meal. But if it becomes your go-to snack, your dessert, and your breakfast booster all in one, I never thought healthy choice may start quietly undermining your heart. How to enjoy bananas wisely after 60. Let's recap the 5 hidden risks of eating bananas after 60. Natural sugar overload. Even fruit sugar can spike blood sugar and stress the heart if portioned wrong. Potassium overload with certain medications, especially if you're on ACE inhibitors or other blood pressure meds. Constipation confusion. Unripe bananas can slow digestion and create uncomfortable, even dangerous strain. Banana-dairy combo. Inflammation. This popular pair can cause gut issues and systemic inflammation. Healthy food halo effect. Thinking bananas are harmless can lead to overeating and hidden sugar overload. So what's the smart approach? Stick to one small, fully ripe banana per day, if tolerated. Avoid pairing bananas with dairy. Use almond or oat milk instead. Watch your medications. Talk to your doctor about potassium levels. Eat bananas with fiber or protein, like a few walnuts to slow sugar absorption. And always listen to your body. If bananas leave you bloated, tired, or craving sugar later, it might be time to rethink your routine. Your heart deserves nourishment, not surprises. If you found this video helpful, let me know by commenting "banana balance" below. It helps me know you're here, learning, and taking care of your health. And if you haven't subscribed yet, this is the time. Click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new insight that could protect your health, happiness, and independence. Remember, small adjustments, big impact, especially after 60. You're not just aging, you're evolving. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.